Hello, everybody. I'm Brian,
I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian, episode 167. Talk to me. Um, I think a better title for this movie was probably "I Let You In"
Yeah.
or something like that. But there's been so many movies titled that or close to it, so I think they had to add. Well, so we got to add another phrase here.
Yeah.
How about you
Yeah,
got to talk to him first?
I think there's Let the Right One In, and then the American version of is Let Me In, so they're kind of got to go talk to me, I guess.
Talk to me, baby. Um, Release date 30th of October 2022 in some place, and 27th of July 23 in Australia. This is an Australian film. If you didn't notice, a bunch of little Django Fetts running around.
Hmm.
That the main Australian kid with the long hair is a bitch. I just kept seeing Boba Fett. Oh, Dad, Ton Wee! Spirit's kind of a cunt, isn't it? Just
Nice.
he was a little dickhead, but he was a fun character. Yeah, $4.5 million budget, 89.4 million box office, A24 film, highest grossing horror film from A24, beating Hereditary, and already securing a sequel.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Kind of came out of the woodwork, obviously, like because it's been around for a while, and they're just going through festivals and shit. And then these guys, is their directorial debut. What the hell's their names? Something weird.
The Philippou brothers.
Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou. And I didn't know. I've never seen it, but they have a YouTube channel where they do live action horror comedies. That
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
They do I don't know if you remember this. I remember it being viral early on in YouTube, but they did like Star Wars stuff. There's like a bunch of people on the street and they're like rushing at each other, and they have like they're like one of the first YouTubers to actually do VFX for like lightsabers and do like cool action stunts. I feel like they do a lot of action-y stuff, which doesn't surprise me that they've been announced to direct a Street Fighter movie. But if you go back and watch like their earlier stuff, they're really good at stunt work and action. They do a little bit of horror comedy for sure. I think there's like a Ronald McDonald running, episode that they do that's kind of horror, but a lot of stuff I saw was more action based. But yeah, they're very talented. There's no doubt about that.
Right on. Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
A lot of these debut guys got a flash in the pan and then never quite can recreate it.
yeah, totally.
So, movie starts out with, what the heck were their names? Some kid comes to a house party, Cole, searching for his brother Duckett. Weird Australian names, man.
Oi!
Where's Duckett? You see Duckett? Put the fag down and help me find Duckett. And it's a ridiculous house party with like fucking 300 fucking people there.
Yeah,
Like every corner and crevice, and ridiculous. Looking for him. He's locked in a room. I don't remember. He breaks down the door. Yeah, he does.
yeah.
And then there's like a mom in the kitchen, wasn't she? She's like cooking food, like it's her house or something.
I
It's
don't
like
remember.
and I was like, who is this? This is an adult. I was like, who is this adult just sanctioning this? I'm making everyone pizza pockets. How many do we need? 2,000? Would that do it?
Nice.
19 cases. Yeah, and so he breaks down the door. His brother, Duckett, is sitting there, with his shirt off, away from camera, scratches on his back, wounds at least. Gets him up. Oh, come on, oi, oi, brother, we'll get you out of here. And starts escorting him through the party, and the party goers are all right there, like lined up like a procession. They're
He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking
put your
kidding me?"
fucking
Yeah.
put your phone away and delete that, will ya?
It's my Duckett.
Oh, it's my brother's having a hard time, isn't it?
Oh god.
So, he gets him. He's walking with him, and then what does the brother say to him? He says, "You're not human," I think. Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
you're not human. And he's like, oh, last time I checked, that was fucking human. That's not an Australian accent, but that's what we're going with. And then he fucking, what did he do?
Stabs him in the shoulder.
Well, yeah, but did
The
he
old
just grab a
pepper knife.
knife off the counter? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I think it
There was
just.
something on that.
I don't think we actually show him grabbing. I think it just comes out of nowhere and
Yeah,
just fucking gets him.
stabs him, and then everybody like they're kind of freaked out in the party. That some of them run, some of them just stand there like, oh shit, this guy's crazy. And then he just fucking stabs himself in the eyeball through the brain. Then they want to run, all of them. So the few that stayed were like, okay,
All right, all
done.
right. I've seen enough. Just wanted to make sure that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the pizza rolls though. I mean, I don't want to leave too early. And then we what do we flash? I don't know if we flash forward, but meanwhile we got Mia struggling on the second anniversary of her mother's death by overdose, and her distant relationship with her father Max. That was a ridiculous relationship with Max. There's nothing in the movie really.
Yeah.
And then she's always looking at her phone throughout the movie. Dad, no, no. It's like, what the fuck? We're so distant. I wonder why.
Yeah.
You're never home and you never fucking answer your phone.
There's that funny scene. I think she's like washing dishes, and he like comes behind. He's like out of focus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, how was your day? And she like stops. What? How was your day?
Dad, get off my back! God dang! No wonder Mom killed herself. Fuck! And he's like, I just want to know you're doing all right. And her phone, I gotta take this. Fuck! God, you're so lame, Dad. It's done nothing to her. Just
Yeah.
he's a total asshole. Uh, driving. Oh yeah, she was driving to her friend's house. I forget the friend's name. Riley's sister,
Jade.
Jade. Yeah,
Jade and Riley.
yeah. She's driving to Jade's house and sees, I don't fucking know, Riley sitting there on a curb with another bloke, and they had a funny conversation about cigarettes.
Yeah.
And they don't smoke them. No, I just sell them. Sold them too. And he hands it to him. I'm not smoking that. Oh, you're gonna smoke it, eh? I gotta get you addicted so I can get my sales up. I've only sold 2 of this pack.
Yeah. He says something like, "Do you think it gives you cancer on just the one?" I don't know.
And then she comes up like, oh yeah, she's talking to the fat one that's selling them. Oh, the chubbier one. Are you smoking cigarettes? And he's like, no, Riley pounded about 2 packs already.
Oh man.
And then anyway, she picks him up, and they go to the house. Already forgot her name.
Oh,
Jade?
Jade. Yeah.
Yeah, and Riley's her little brother. And they get there. Jade has been ignoring everyone too. It's like, I've been calling you. I'm busy. God, I'm laying on my bed on my stomach and kicking my feet, texting my boyfriend. Duh, idiot. You forgot your brother too. Oh, fuck, jeez. Get off my back. And he kind of threatens to tell Mom, don't tell her that I didn't go, okay?
Yeah.
Fuck. And they're talking about the boyfriend, and there's a weird situation where the boyfriend used to be Mia's boyfriend. I dated him first. Let him touch my coochie.
Yeah.
Some weird conversation, but come to find out that neither one has never done anything with the boyfriend. It's like, oh, so it's like,
Yeah, he's like
I
a
don't think
Boy
either-
Scout. He doesn't drink.
Yeah,
he doesn't, like,
neither of you
hold hands
dated
for
him.
3 months.
I held his hand once and I could feel his heart pumping in his fingertips. Ah. Okay. And what do they do? Oh yeah, we're going to there's like some party going on, and they try to convince Mia to go, right?
I think I think
Come on.
Mia's trying to convince Jake, because Mia's just like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
my 2-year anniversary. I just want to fucking go do something that, you know. And so Jade's like, all right. And then they try to sneak out, which is kind of a funny scene with the mom.
Yeah.
You're sneaking
I know
out.
you're
No, I'm
sneaking
not.
out.
Yeah, you are.
Lock up when you leave. And then the brother, what's he do?
He's like waiting outside or something. He's like, "You're not
Yeah, he
compromised."
blackmails him.
Yeah.
I'll tell mom. She already knows we're leaving. She already knows we're sneaking out pretty much. Does she know you didn't pick me up? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Come
Get
on,
in
you.
the car.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I almost think that it was like Jade was the one actually invited to the party, right? Because when they get to the party, everyone acts weird about Mia,
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
don't they? Because they're like, oh, they see her, oh baby, no. He's
Yeah.
getting all these weird reactions, and it's like, and then the main guy, the frickin' Boba Fett type dude, the long hair, the
Hmm.
extremely Australian guy. It's like, what'd you bring her? She's a fucking doubter, isn't she? And she's so fucking weird.
I think even
And
when
then,
she like, there's a shot where they're all one by one walking in, and I think by the time Mia walks in, you see him out of focus. He's like, "Fuck me!" Like that's the first thing he says when Mia walks in. That was pretty funny.
yeah, and then they try to make you feel bad for, oh, like, oh, I'm so awkward and no one likes me, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
We've all been to parties and there's, sometimes you don't got no one to talk to. But she like goes up to, I don't remember her interactions. Right, she goes up to a person, maybe says something. Oh, you got a beer there? Yep. He kind of walks away. She's
Walks
like,
away.
she's like,
Okay.
she goes up to the fish tank and like looks at the lizard, like, sits down on the couch, like someone's like talking next to her and like another person making out or something. She's like, huh. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, my life. Oh no. It's
Yeah, I
like,
think she
no,
says on the couch she's trying to talk because there's like the two ringleaders, right? There's the Boba Fett. What's the character?
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
fucking
right. What the fuck are their names?
um, but
There's
there's
Boba
two
Fett
oh
looking
Haley.
kid.
Haley's the
He's the long-haired one.
yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's the other guy. I forget his name, but she tries to talk to him on the couch, and he has like his backpack on his chest, and he's like texting or something. I don't remember what he says to her, but it's like very not paying attention. So she's just like, "Oh, I have no
And I think that's another thing about this movie, like being disconnected from reality and being on your phone. I think
Yeah,
they're trying to make a statement about that. I'm not sure, but they're constantly when they're in a room, like doing something, they're all just
yeah,
filming
totally.
it, and they're always on their phone. And yet, no one will answer a phone call. There's many phone calls, kind of that don't get answered in the movie, and just I don't know. Uh, and then, how do we get to the fucking party ritual? I don't remember how that kind of
I think
transfers.
Haley, the one of the ringleaders, just like, all right, folks, let's get going. They put everything on the table and they're trying to like ask.
It's time.
I think they're like trying to, because I think Haley was like, oh, I'll do it, and then someone's like, no, you do it all the time, like blah blah blah. He's like, it's my house, and like, oh, we'll take volunteers, and then Mia was like, I'll do it, and so
Really?
they strap her up and. Then
Yeah.
we get all the rules. This is one of my favorite things about the movie is just getting all the rules, and it's very easy to follow, easy to understand. Not like there's a lot of
Yeah.
horror movies that have so many rules. You're like, wait, what? This is just like here it is. This is what you got to do. So I love that.
It's a it's a severed hand of either a Satanist, a psychic, or a medium,
Hmm.
covered in plaster, ceramic. They don't know where it comes from. Don't ask. It's been passed down
Hmm.
for generations. Light a candle opens up a gate to hell or whatever this dimension is. Grab the hand with your hand. Say, talk to me. You are introduced to its spirit, who you may talk to and ask questions. After that, you must say, I let you in, giving the spirit permission to take your body and use it for its nefarious desires.
Hmm.
If the spirit you have 90 seconds now.
90
I don't know
seconds.
where the fuck they came up with this or who the fuck. Oh shit! It's 90 seconds, man. I can't. I know it, man. I know it. It's like, where do you come up with this number? But they have a exact number. 90 seconds after that, the demon does not want to leave, or the spirit does not want to leave. Um,
And if you
and can
die, it
connect.
has your body forever.
Yeah, it has your soul forever. It's a lot of things I have to figure out. 90 seconds. That's a lot of trial and error and like
Dude, watching this the second time, I was thinking like I was like, man, that would have sucked. Been like, because you would imagine this hand's been tossed around by thousands of people, if not more. And so like over time, you start developing rules. It's like cooking or something. You cook something the first time, you try things out, and something doesn't work. So I feel bad for the people, like the first 100 people or so, 50 people that are like, yeah, I'll go 5 minutes. Oh shit, I'm possessed. Okay, not five. We'll go four this time. Ah, shit, I'm possessed.
Yeah.
Okay, not four. And like you just over time, you just set the rules and pass it along. Thought that was kind
I,
of
I'm also, since the movie got a sequel greenlit already, I'm interested where they go with that. Do you follow the hand some more? Do
Mhm.
you follow Mia and like her trying to prevent this from happening to people who are living? Um, or do you go because apparently there's probably like another hand? Or do we follow like find out where the other hand is and what it does? Maybe it does something different, slightly different.
Yeah.
Some, that could be. Those are three very cool ways I could see you going with it. Um, but yeah, so yeah, Mia goes first. And I just didn't. I mean, this movie has what I liked about it is it's just fucking attention throughout the whole fucking movie, like a palpable tension and anxiety.
Yeah.
Like I think after some maybe the first possession or something, I was like, Jesse, you want some popcorn? And I was trying to hand it to her. She's like, and then she told me after the movie, it's like I was so like anxious and I didn't even want to eat popcorn. I was like, yeah, it's pretty intense. And then we have the surround sound, and sometimes it sounds like shit's coming from outside of the bubble of the surround sounds. I
Oh
keep
god.
hearing things. I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah.
Animals are making noises. I'm like, shut up, okay, fuck, Jesus, it's scaring me. But yeah, palpable throughout the whole thing. I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, fuck. But it's a good one where it's like not so scary you don't want it to continue. It's
Yeah.
like this is good. I want to be on the edge of this seat and not sit back and not topple over. I'm just
Right,
on the
right.
edge. So that was great. And another thing I didn't get about this fucking movie though is it's like, what kind of fucking stupid kids are these? They're just fucking. That's their thing. Instead of sitting around smoking a blunt in a circle, they get possessed by fucking demons and spirits. Oh hell yeah, dude! I was like,
Yeah.
fuck this. This is the worst thing ever. What are you talking about? Then they love it. Oh yeah, fucking Joey got possessed or what's his name? Daniel got possessed and made out with a
For the
fucking
dog, yeah.
dog and started fucking the ground like a fucking lady. This
Oh
fucking
god.
great time, man. His eyes went black and he bled out his mouth and said, Musti Sorato, speaking Latin.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the last thing I want to fucking do. I feel like you do this shit once and then never again. And they
Yeah.
just constantly have it as like a party trick. And like, this kid's a cool, popular kid. They all, bring the hand over. Let's go. It's
Yeah.
like, I was like, fuck that, dude. This is the weirdest shit. That was a little bit beyond my belief. I don't care how kind of a weird kid you are. I don't see you getting possessed more than once and enjoying it like a party trick.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting
they
because
do.
like I think the first time Mia does it, which is a really creepy scene. She gets possessed and she like looks over at like an empty part of the couch and she's like, there he is. And then the kid's like looks over at the empty seat, he's like, what the fuck? And then she looks at Riley and she's like, they like you. Just the way I was like, it's fucking weird. But anyways, after her possession, she goes over 90 seconds, which is very important. But after her possession, they're like, she has this fucking like scared look on her face, and she's like, "That was amazing." And then they kind of go on to say,
Yeah.
like, she was
Right.
she was saying that, like it feels amazing because it's like you're on the passenger, like someone else can fuck with your body, and you don't have to worry about like that experience is like almost like an adrenaline rush. So I like this idea of like even like that cool montage of them all doing it over and over again, which I thought was really fucking dope. But because it felt
It's
like
almost
like when
it's like
you know,
something
in,
out of like The
a movie-
Hangover.
yeah, people drinking, and that's kind of like the same
Yeah.
concept.
It's like a party montage.
Yeah, but yeah, I like this idea of like I think the film's trying to comment on like peer pressure and like getting clout on TikTok by doing stupid shit, like kids who get drunk and their friends TikTok and they get famous, whatever. So I kind of like that angle. until it gets bad with Riley, which was like, holy shit. That was
Yeah, that's the same party, right?
yeah, yeah. For the
So
second party,
Jade.
because they do it the first time with Mia, and then there's like, and
Oh
then
yeah,
Jade comes back and like, hey, can we do it again? Because Daniel wants to do it, so they
and they go
Jade's house.
to they go back to Jade's house, and Mia's like spending the night. Daniel's scared. He's scared about this. He goes, tries to sleep with his sister. She's like, "You're not sleeping in here. You're not 9 anymore." And then he goes out to Mia, who's like in
Mhm.
the living room on a futon. They have this weird relationship. I always thought something weird was gonna go on. I was like,
Yeah,
what
like
the
an
fuck
older
is
sister, younger brother type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's straddling the line where he's like, he's like getting in bed with her, but his sister wouldn't do that. I'm like, I don't know. Just hope
Yeah.
nothing weird happens. Nothing weird happens, but I did think it was a little strange. Um, yeah. So then, yeah, they fall asleep, and then they do another party. They have to convince Ton Wee or whatever. I forget his name already. Long-haired Australian kid. Come on, we need the hand. Come over. Like, I'm not sorry. Parents are home. Well, my parents are gone. Is it a nice house? It's pretty nice. All right. And then they convince it, and then that's a pretty funny scene too. It's like, when's the party tonight? Mom
Oh
goes
yeah,
through
it
an
was so
asshole.
good. Yeah.
There's no party. Uh-huh. I swear to God, if there's a party, you're never invited here again, and la 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 la.
I love
Riley
how
is
smart
not
she is
drinking.
about it because she goes to everybody. Like she shuts the door on him at first, then she goes
Yeah.
to Jade. When's the party? No party. Goes back to him. Well, so when's the party? Jade already told me.
Yeah.
Then goes to Riley, the brother. When's the party? They already told me, and they all say no. That was pretty funny.
You are not drinking tonight, Daniel. And then his chubby friend, she's like, and you. And he's like, if there's a fucking party, I'm drinking in it.
Oh my god, so good.
uh, yeah, so they come over and they set up the hand again, and Jade never does it, right? She never gets possessed.
No, she never does it.
Daniel does and makes out with the fucking dog. I didn't even understand this possession. He's just moaning, like and then starts like kind of humping the ground. I didn't really what's the spirit doing? All the other spirits want to talk or do something. This one's just like, I just feel so horny.
Yeah,
Just-
I couldn't
I didn't
tell
get
if,
what
like,
that.
the first viewing, I thought it was just like a sexual deviant fucking ghost demon thing. But then I thought, okay, if these ghosts can look into our own thoughts and know who we are, because that kind of plays in with Mia.
You think he's
I was
just
thinking
repressed?
He's sex repressed, so they're gonna fuck with him to like get him there. So that's kind of how I took it the second time I watched it. But yeah, I don't know.
Yes, yeah. Makes out with the dog. I was really afraid at this point they were gonna do something to the dog. Like I thought he was gonna like all of a sudden bite the dog's face off or something. I was like, oh,
Right.
because they already showed like this disturbing kangaroo dying, and she was about to run it over. I'm like, that's not a good way to put something out of misery. Just run it the fuck over. Who knows if we kill it or not? Could make it worse. And so I was worried, like, oh god, they're gonna hurt the dog. No, he's gonna like all of a sudden make it out and then bite its face off. So
Yeah.
thank God, man. Let's not bite the dog.
And they put him outside
then-
the room. I was like, yay! They kept the dog safe.
And then yeah, he gets up and everyone had filmed it. Delete it now, please. That's pretty funny. Yeah, then they're kind of like done with it, right? They're almost kind of like at the end. Everyone's done it, and Riley's like, I want to go, and Jade said unequivocally no. Very smart of her. Yeah,
Yes.
you're not doing that. I don't think it's the best thing to do. Come on, what if we just give him 60 seconds? He is up to 90 seconds. 50 seconds! I don't care how many fucking seconds it is. I think, letting the demonic beast in your body
Yeah, and this kid.
is probably not. Yeah. And especially when she's like, when you came to my room crying because you were so scared, now you want to do it? Yeah, I'm brave now. I watched the Brave Little Toaster last night, and I can do it.
Yeah.
So Jade leaves the room for some reason and goes off. It's like her house too. I don't agree with this. I'm walking away. Don't do it when I'm not here either. Okay.
Yeah, I forget. I think Daniel storms out for some. God, what the fuck happened? There was a reason why she stormed out, but I don't remember what the fuck it was. It's like I think she
Was it
goes to
because
run after Daniel for some reason. I don't remember.
was it because he? This is right after the making out, and he gets pissed or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But then Riley convinces Mia. Oh, okay, 50 seconds. It's like, all right, 50 seconds then. Come on, boys. They get him on there, and then she gets possessed by Mia's mom. It seems. It's only what's her name? Only her mom knows that she's called this specific nickname. She says, "I'm sorry." What does she say right there? She said, "I never meant to leave you. I would never do that."
Yeah, never meant to hurt you guys. I love you
Because
guys.
she's
very
kind
much
of
or
she's
something.
kind of wondering at this point if it was suicide or not. She's
Yeah.
always been told it wasn't, but she's something doesn't quite add up. So I don't get it. So at this point, it's obviously not her mom.
Yeah.
But how would they know this stuff about Mia when they're possessing Daniel? I'm guessing because Mia already went 90 over. Now they just kind of have all her info in the database, and they're trying to fuck with her.
Yeah, I think
Rather
some
th-
of it has to do with when they're sleeping on the futon together. Riley straight up asks her, like, "Hey, what happened to your mom?" And then Mia basically tells him, like, "Oh, she overdosed in the bathroom, tried to scratch at the door." The dad, yeah. So like Riley has all of this info already because of that conversation. So I'm assuming that's what they're pulling from, and then they probably just use the suicide thing as like as a hook or something. I don't know, but that was my assumption is that they got it from Riley.
And it was just strange to me that they would fuck with Mia while possessing Riley. Be less concerned with him. All of a sudden, they're really concerned with her.
Hmm.
It's kind of weird. But with them, she starts asking some questions, and I can't remember what happened. Like they're trying to stop it. We're gonna go over. No, please. And then they go over right while she's just kind of talking to her.
I don't think they go over. I think, yeah, because she's like gets on top of him, like, "Hey, what?" Asking questions, and I think at one point Haley, the ringleader guy, is like, "Hey, we're at 60 seconds," and then wait, hold on, we still got more time because they're only supposed to be there for 50 or whatever it was, whatever they decided. And then I think Riley just snaps his head back and does the fucking thing, and then just goes into it, and then because of the violence, it lasts longer than 90 seconds.
Yeah. Starts smashing his head on the coffee table,
Yeah.
and then like fly this, some like exorcist type possession shit. Seat flies into the back wall, and he's next to like a dresser and starts racking his face on the corner of the dresser.
Yeah.
And I think it's how did he get his hand free? Oh, his hands are free. They only pin your chest, so he's got his hands, and then he like fucking starts ripping his eyeball out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no! And every time this kind of stuff happens, people are like, "Stop! No!" It's like they fucking grab him, dude. Jesus, tits! Somebody grab his arms. I don't want to get plucked. Fuck that, man. I'll tell him to stop, but I'm not intervening in this. And
Gabe's the only one that fucking she like comes into the room during it.
yeah, and he's
immediately
doing it, and
runs
then
to him. Yeah.
she goes and tries to stop his head from hitting the thing, and he smashes her hand against the thing. And yeah, he's just fucked up. And then like the two Australian main guys with the hand. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble for this, mate. We gotta come up with a story, and I'll stick to it. He's crazy. He started smashing his face in. I don't know why. Police come. Yada yada yada. Get to the hospital. Jade's mom is there, pretty pissed at everybody. Obviously thinks there's some kind of drugs or something involved. Kicks Mia out of the hospital. He's like, "Oh, I didn't do anything." This dumb motherfucker. Oh, we're supposed to feel bad for you.
You did something.
we're supposed to feel bad for you. And I think at that point, she doesn't want to go home alone. Somehow she goes home with Daniel,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then, God, man, they're sleeping on the bed together, but they're opposite directions because it's not sexual. So, uh, and then she wakes up, right? Well, she's having some fantasy because she kind of walks off the bed, but it's straight up. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a cool
And
effect.
she's
Yeah.
like making out with Daniel, and she like looks in the, and then she wakes up. That's a dream. And she wakes up and sees something huddled in the corner. I was like, oh fuck, what the fuck is this?
Here we go. Here we fucking go.
What the fuck is this thing? Like a little golem. And it starts crawling. It's like the fucking chick from fucking The Shining.
Yeah.
Fucking
The old lady in the tub.
yeah, the decrepit saltwater tits and skin falling off. And I think this is the same kind of older chick that keeps visiting her, isn't it? Because she kind of sees this older, crazy-looking chick a couple times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so I think this.
I couldn't remember if this is the woman that she sees on her first possession,
Right.
or the first talk to me. It's like a woman. She's all wet and bloated and shit. I don't know if that's the same. I think it is, but I don't remember.
But like the woman who's sitting in the wheelchair at the end where she's pushing, and it's really that.
Oh, yeah, that could be the same.
Like I
yeah.
feel like that's like the same woman who's in the room, and it's like I think that's the one possessing her. It keeps mimicking her mom. I don't know what she wants to do. She's just horny, dude. She might be the one that got in Daniel too. You know what I mean? Because like she watches her, and then she comes over. She looks like she might be in a nurse outfit or something. I can't tell. And she's like, rubbing his feet. No, don't touch his feet. And starts sucking all his fucking toes.
Yeah.
Like a ocarina. Like
Yeah.
getting...
All 5.
Yeah.
She got the whole.
Yeah.
All
fucking,
the toes.
even the one that went wee 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 all the way home. Started with the one that got plenty of roast beef.
So gross.
Even sucked the one that got none.
And the sound
She's
design.
Oh, Daniel, wake up. And she's trying to wake up Daniel. And then Daniel wakes up, and it's fucking Mia sucking away on their feet.
Oh, what
He's
the
like,
fuck?
what the fuck? I'm leaving, man. Hey. I mean, that's not the worst thing that could happen. Like, you're just, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, we can get past this. It's like, you know, fuck, man. He was just like, I'm out of here. She's like, no, I don't want to be alone. No. This is too far with the toes.
Oh my god.
And then he leaves, and she's always doing stupid shit. She's like, oh, well, you know, he left, and I'm fucking having trouble. I'm seeing these things beyond when I'm touching the hand. I think it's time to bust out the hand. Like, she has it for some reason. Like, she was hiding it
Yeah.
from the cops, so the other kids didn't have to have it, but it's like, the cops don't know about it, period, so does it matter who hides it? So, anyways, but she had it, and she starts fucking with it more. I'm like, this motherfucker. And how are you supposed to, because they always have to, like, pull your hand off the hand and blow the candle out. Like, you can't do it yourself, but apparently she could.
Yeah, I was careful about that too in the second time because I agree. Like, what the fuck? Because I remember her using it. Obviously, she can't let go of her mom. You know, this whole grief thing. She can't like let go. And then the fact that she was able to talk to her, she can't let that go. So I think when she uses it, she just does the talk to me portion, so she doesn't possess herself. So she's able to use her body because she never says. I was very careful in watching it last night because I was like, didn't she? But she never says, "I'll let you out." So she's like communicating with her quote mom. And her mom's just giving her a bunch of bad fucking intel, basically. No, I didn't kill myself.
Yeah, your dad is one of them.
Yeah.
He's all this shit. And then, like, Daniel wakes up at the hospital. I'm going to quickly get to the end of this. Daniel wakes up at the hospital, starts bashing, or bites Jade's hand, and then starts bashing his fucking head into a tile wall.
Just laughing. I was like, oh, this poor kid.
Yeah, and then she doesn't do anything beyond that. Like, no, stop! It's like, God dang, dude. And And then he's like licking up the blood and shit. And then Mia's like, well, maybe we didn't blow out the candle at the end of the possession. That's the problem. Maybe the problem is the fucking all the demon possessions, motherfucker. It's like, oh, the candle. Yeah. The hocus pocus fucking law. We gotta get the candle. So she wants to do it again and convinces him to bring the hand over there, but he can't speak. So they just like touch his hand to the hand and say, talk to him.
Talk to him,
instead of talk to me. And then blow out the candle. There's a couple theories about how Riley ends up surviving. We'll get to that. But that's when Mia also sees, like, does the talk to me thing and wants to talk to Riley, right? But she ends up seeing a little girl. And then she's like, do you know him? Points to, where is he? I can show you. And then what does she say?
This part blew my fucking mind, dude. I love this part so much because, like, you established the rules in the beginning, like, okay, these are the set rules, and
they
this
reverse
scene,
it.
Like, just blew the. I was like, oh shit! It even goes a step. Like, it works both ways. Like, well, of course it would.
They reverse it. Yeah, the girl says, "I let you in," and then she's in this fucking purgatory where it's just body parts. You can't tell. It's like that story that Frank tells in Always Sunny in Philadelphia about the orgies. You can't tell where one body ends and where the next one begins. It's like, seriously, you can't. And it's just and then all of a sudden you kind of see Riley's face, and he's just getting mauled by hundreds of body
things. Yeah. They remind me. I don't know if you got these vibes, but they remind me a lot of Event Horizon. Because in Event Horizon, in that movie, they show you flashes of flesh and debauchery, but it's always like quick. That's what it reminded me of. Because in this movie, it's also very quick. You're just like, oh god, this is fucked up.
Yeah. And she gets back out. He's in pain. He's suffering. But we don't even know how much of that is real because they're just fucking with her, trying to manipulate her. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. And then she talks to her mom. Right? Mom is like, you have to kill him. Set him free. Get him out of his misery. I was like, because then everyone knows that if you die when the demon or the person is possessing you or with you, then they keep you forever. I was like, can't she put that 2 and 2 together? I'm like, wait a minute. But if I killed him, wouldn't he just be stuck there forever getting that treatment? No, I'll protect him. Yeah. And yeah, it's trippy. So she gets this in her head that she's got to kill him, and then she is convinced her dad is gonna hurt her. Just shown a vision of it, and her dad's like, she's like fighting her dad. Her dad hears screams. What the fuck? And he comes to the room, has to break down the door because she's going nuts, and because it's the same kind of thing her mom did.
Yeah, fucked up.
Screaming behind a door, so he breaks in. He goes to help her, and she stabs him in the neck with a fucking scissors. And then he's just gonna, oh shit,
misread this whole thing.
And then she pulls this conniving bitchery on her friend, calls her. I know what we have to do. You gotta come over here, and I can't remember what she says. Right?
Yeah, I know how to save Riley or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you unless you're here though. Yeah. Okay, I got a plan. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And then she leaves to the hospital. You see Jade pulling out. Riley sees her, goes to the room. She's got the scissors, fucking stabbing her dad in the neck. And all the while, the mom's like, "Do it, save him by stabbing him in the face." But she can't stab him. She gets there, she just can't do it. I can't do it. No. But you know what I can do? She puts him in a wheelchair though, and wheels him out. And then the mom and the sister are back, and Jade goes and sees the fucking dying father, and she's just like, oh, it's still bleeding out. And I think she just leaves.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Call the ambulance or something.
My brother's in danger. So. Yeah, and then she calls her mom, and no, where the fuck is Mia? It's okay, Mia's here. Hey, she's dangerous. And she runs to the room, room's empty. And then they're going on high alert looking for the brother. and she's like wheeling the brother in a wheelchair. And then you see it's kind of that old lady. It's the
Yeah.
old lady in the wheelchair.
This is
Yes,
great.
yes, free me.
Let's go to the mall.
Yeah.
We're busting free, baby.
I want a Cinnabon. Oh my god. Is there an Auntie Annie's pretzels here? All we have is pretzel time. Fuck! Well, Muscle Beach, hot dog on a stick, baby. So, yeah, she's wheeling her and getting all these visions from mom. Yeah, you got to do it, free him. She's at the end of like a freeway, overpass drop off or some shit. And, yes, push him over, do it. Complete your training. And, Jade's coming up. No. Sees it from far away. Slow-mo running kind of stuff. No, what are you doing? No. And then, I don't know what the fuck happens. They don't really show it. But, all of a sudden you just see, I don't know, it's like some flashing, car wreck, Jade on the hillside, back to the car wreck, Mia getting up. It reminded me of Gustavo, whatever his name, Fringe from Breaking Bad, when he gets up with the fucking eye on and all that shit. Like, she's just all fucked up and looking around. Like, damn, she survived this shit. But first of all, I was like, why is she down there? I thought she was just pushing him off the cliff. She fell with him. And then, all these people kind of look through her, and she gets transported, I don't know, it's like vanishes and goes to the hospital. And she's in the hospital. And then she sees Riley and Jade and their mom, and he's like doing better. She sees her dad from his wound. He's leaving the hospital. So I was saying with the Riley, I don't know if he got freed and was made better because she did the thing with the candle. I've heard multiple theories, or because like the kid from the beginning said, "Oh, the body naturally wants to get rid of the demons. She's got to give it a little time, baby."
Yeah.
Just wait it out. So I don't know which one happened to him.
I think it may be the latter because he says, the longer it's in there, the less power it'll just leave. You just got to give it time. You got to wait it out. And when Mia calls Jade to do her little fucker,
but how would she know? How would he know that? Wait it out. Everyone's like murdering and killing themselves when it happens. When do you wait it out? Yeah. Well, if you survive the killing yourself, and you just hang on. Like, who has ever survived this?
Yeah.
It seems
it's a little wishy-washy on that. But when Mia calls Jade for her plan, Jade even says on the phone, because Mia's like, "Oh, I know how to come over to my house. I know how to."
Oh yeah, I think he's getting better.
Hey, I think he's actually getting better. We don't need to fuck with this. I think that guy was right. So by the time Mia shows up with the scissors, we as an audience are like, "No, he's getting better." So yeah, you see Mia basically seeing Riley getting out of the hospital with the family and everything.
Yeah. And then she realizes, classic vampire, walks past a mirror and has no reflection. I think she talks about that, a recurring nightmare she has. Yeah. So it's all kind of, this whole movie is about, coming around, ending the loop of a story. Like she ends up committing suicide like her mom did. All this shit. The nightmare, she's back to it, she's in it. Yeah, all coming around and ending where it began. and then she's in a dark purgatory. It just goes black. And she hears a candle, and there's a light, so she follows it. And she gets close to it and sees a hand. Grabs the hand, and obviously she's now a spirit.
It's like immediate. The moment she touches the hand, it's like immediate. We're in a new space. It's like so cool.
Yeah, and it's a room full of people looking, and she's on the other end of the talk to me stuff. So, kind of a shitty ending for her, I guess.
Yeah, a little depressing. It's like, oof.
Yeah. Damn. So, yeah, pretty good, man. I really enjoyed it. A lot of tension and scariness throughout. I mean, it's easy to follow rules that seem like it abides by. Um,
Totally.
and seems like there could a lot of places they could go with it, and this lore, like we could figure out where the hand comes from and all. There's lots of places you could go, so that's good. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was just intensity. You just want to know what the fuck's going on, but you're kind of on the edge of your seat and spooked out the whole time. So I think 8.6. Really liked it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you kind of know where I was coming in on this. I think this is one of my favorite movies. I think it's one of the best movies of the year. Yeah, I mean, fucking A24, man, they don't miss. If I were to rank this in A24's horror, just specifically their horror movies, I don't know. I'd say it's probably top five. I don't think it's as good as like Hereditary or The Witch. I think even X and Pearl are better than this one, but I would still put it in like the top five A24 horror movies. I thought this was like super unique. It's a possession movie, but we've never seen it done like this. Like you would think, oh, they're gonna do an exorcism at some point, all that kind of shit, but they don't. So I really like that. I liked how it's filmed, and like I feel like the movie gives a lot of the heavy lifting to us as the audience because there's so many scenes when they're doing the talk to me thing where you just see the actors' reactions. We actually don't see what they see. I thought that was kind of cool. It's actually scarier when you don't know. Even when that chilling moment when Riley first does it, because everyone that says "talk to me" the first time goes "oh, oh," and they like freak out. But when Riley does it the first time, he's just like, and us as an audience, are like, whoa, that's not the reaction that we were expecting. So I don't know. There's just a lot of cool moments of stuff that you don't see that I think is really effective. I think a lesser movie would just show fucking ghosts and demons throughout the whole thing, which kind of would have ruined it a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a unique idea. Love the rules, easy to understand. It's really fun. I like how it brings it all together at the end. I thought it was kind of a baller ending with her being on the other end of the hand. I think this next one probably will explore the lore, but I also appreciate this movie didn't do that. Like, there's no, oh, we got to go see the old man in the woods, and they open the door. We used the hand. Oh, come in. Let me dump all this explanation. There's none of that. There's nobody in the library searching through old. Oh, back in 1942, the hand. Like, there's none of that. Like, no one knows anything. They're just kind of going off of hunches. I guess you can kind of say that about the guy in the bus that gives them a little bit of info. That's a little bit of that, but it doesn't go like full ridiculousness that a lot of horror movies do with like the exposition, research, and all that. So I appreciate they left all that out. But I imagine that'll probably come in the sequel. I thought the acting was great. I don't think I've seen any of these people before in a movie. I thought all of them were great.
I imagine they're all Australian people. We have no idea.
They may be famous in Australia for Australian films, but I've never heard of them. But they all were great. I think Riley was great. That poor kid probably had most of his screen time is prosthetics and cool blood and stuff. Yeah. But even before that, I thought he was good. I thought obviously Mia, whoever plays Mia, is it Sophie something? I thought she was great. Can't wait to see what she does going forward. Love all the characters. Love it's scary. A lot of cool moments. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. This to me is like a 9.1.
All right, 8.6, 9.1. Check it out. These guys never really have their. Do they have their movie streaming places? I could have swore I streamed Hereditary.
Oh, I think A24 has a some sort of connection with Showtime. I think most of their movies are on Showtime.
So I'm pretty sure. I don't think I own Hereditary. Maybe I do. But check it out. However you can, Google that info and try and figure that out. But it's pretty cool. I think, like you were saying, it might not be their best horror movie, but I think it's the most marketable.
Yeah, totally.
And all those ones seem very indie, right? And this one doesn't because it's got kids and parties and I don't know. It just seems more marketable, and then you watch it and like, holy shit, this is fucking pretty spooky, and not like The Witch or something. It's not like a timepiece and all this.
Actually, I want to piggyback off of that because the second time I kind of didn't realize this the first time, but the second time to kind of hone in on what you're saying and add to it, this one is very the structure of it is different than the regular A24. Because what I love about the A24 horror catalog is that most, if not all of them, are slow burns. It's like they lead up and it's like slow.
Yeah, and this one you're right in it.
And then like the last 10 minutes is like intense. You're like, oh my God. But this movie's opposite, where it's like they kind of put their climax in the first 30 minutes of the movie with the Riley stuff. Everything after the Riley stuff is pretty, not slow, but it's like not, doesn't hit that high that the Riley scene does, but it's still creepy enough to kind of keep you going along. Where I think the other movies kind of flip-flop that. So I find that interesting in the sense that, yeah, this probably is more marketable. It gets you more involved. It gets you involved in the story quicker. It's more entertaining than some of the other slow burn stuff. And I think it benefits from that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so 8.6. What did you say, 9.1?
Yeah.
9.1, 8.6. Check it out. As always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Check us out on Apple Music and Spotify, always here on YouTube. We really enjoy having you every Sunday. So until that next Vs, peace.
Peace.